Listen, you've got a great view of what companies are doing in
Yes.
real time because you guys do a lot when it comes to corporate spend, including travel, including company cards.
Yeah.
What's the snapshot that you can give us right now?
Yeah, we actually, interestingly enough, we still see momentum. So I know that there are a lot of challenges. There was the challenge of the weather, mainly in the eastern part of the US. Now you have huge challenge in the Middle East, and Dubai is a major hub, so you can see that. But all in all, people are traveling, and we still see a lot of growth. And there are some interruptions, but this is actually what Navan is all about. We are really taking care of the travelers when something is happening to them.
So you guys compete with BCD, you compete with Concur, and you're like a lot of like every company right now, as we talked to Anna Wong about just moments ago from Bloomberg Economics, you're embracing AI.
Yeah.
And you've launched this new AI agent that companies can use to help them to sort of be like personal executive assistants. How does that work?
Yeah, so you kind of mentioned the TSA and TSA lines. And the way that Navan generally work, we work on an AI platform that gives you different things for the traveler, for the executive assistant, for the CFO, everybody that needs something in the context of travel, expense, payments for travel. We give them something that they need. We deliver it through our agents. Sometimes it's actually human agents, and sometimes it's AI agents. So it's actually a real combination of both. We are probably one of the only use cases that you can see an agency that runs humans and AI agents on the same time. So it's pretty cool. And the TSA question that you asked, you can actually go right now to Navan Edge. This is a new product. It's a completely AI-driven product. And you can actually look at your trip and you can ask a question, how long would be the TSA kind of wait time in that airport? And we will give you the answer.
That data, do all airports publish that data?
Yeah, it's so they publish it, but that's kind of the magic. In the past, if you build software or if you want to any solution, somebody, a PM, a developer needed to think about it. I need to think that somebody will ask the TSA question, somebody will ask the weather question, somebody will need some service. Now, because you wanted that information as a traveler, we will have the ability to do that, because when you are asking this question, we are going to our AI platform. This is a Navan AI platform. We are spinning an agent that will go and find the information. In this case, it will find it somewhere and will present it back to you in your context, in the context of your trip. So that's why I think people are getting excited about AI. It gives you endless amount of use cases that are kind of being developed automatically.
Ariel's reminding us that I think we have a flight to book still.
We have a couple, I think.
You can go right now and download Navan Edge.
What's the advantage? Because we certainly have a travel platform that we use, and I'm just curious, like, how do you compare, and who are some of the customers that you're working with?
Yeah, we have customers like as big as Unilever, as small as some small business down the street. We see a lot of momentum on both areas. We see a momentum in the enterprise space. Keep closing more and more deals from the ones that are kind of the legacy. You've mentioned some of them, and also in a down market, like companies that are managing travel for the first time will usually come to us. But you asked about the value. It's actually both for the traveler. We are really maniacally focusing on the experience. So super easy to book. It takes less than 7 minutes to book your entire business trip. You change a trip like that. When something happens to you in the airport, we are always there. This is where our AI platform is very powerful. We have this AI bot. Her name is Ava. She's supporting our travelers in more than 55% of the cases. So think about what happened in New York.
Right.
It is impossible for an airline, for a travel agency to support everybody when all of the flights are getting canceled. But with AI, you can do that.
Ariel, go there, though. When there is moments of crisis, you've got to make sure that you've got the technology infrastructure to support everybody maybe going after something. So do you have that? I mean, how have you kind of stress tested it?
Yeah, so first of all, we've invested the last 10 years just to connect to everything globally. So if an airline is out there, hotel is out there, rail system in India, whatever is out there, is connected digitally to our platform. That's different than an agent that you call an agent, email an agent, and the agent is trying to figure it out.
You're saying direct line to
this is all
folks.
online. This is all connected to our platform. Then it's connected to our AI platform that allows you to do stuff super fast. And I'll give you an example. If you'd called an airline during the storm, it will take you hours to get service, to change your flight, to find a hotel, to do something. In the worst time during that event, it took 16 minutes, 1/6, to our customers to get help. This is not our standard. Our standard is less than a minute. But when the entire eastern corridor of the US is getting shut down, that's actually really, really powerful. And also with very, very high satisfaction, our AI capabilities are getting similar satisfaction to real live agents. And the combination between the two, knowing when you want to have a real live agent, a human being, and when you want to have an AI agent, is creating magical moments for travelers.
We're speaking with Ariel Cohen, the co-founder and CEO of Navan. I want to go back to the economy and what you're seeing and sort of like the snapshot of what companies are spending. Are you seeing, you said you're seeing momentum up across the board. Are you seeing any change in how companies are spending? One thing we hear from airlines when they report earnings every quarter is just how much strength they have, at least the top three, when it comes to business travel, and how that's really driving the premium side of things. Are companies still spending as much as they have been in recent years on premium travel as the airlines have increase the prices there?
So first of all, one of the major value propositions of Navan, we are saving in average for companies that are using us 15% of their entire travel budget. So companies that are spending $100 million on travel, after a year with Navan will spend $85 million.
Because you are, like, how do you save that money for them?
The first thing, we're actually giving employees incentive to save company money. If you're deciding, for example, to stay in this hotel's room and not that hotel's room, in the hotel down the street and not this one, and you're saving money, we are actually rewarding you for that.
Okay, stop talking. I hope nobody at our company is still listening.
but people love it. Employees love it because
what do they get?
They get their
Show
next.
Me the money.
They actually get. It's exciting because they do get their loyalty points from Marriott, or from any hotels chain that they use. They get the loyalty point from the airlines, but they're also getting their next trip free from us because they're collecting these points. Every time that they saved money, we are actually giving them these rewards. You can book your personal trip as an employee. So if you guys would have used us, you will use it for corporate reasons, but you can also use your points, your rewards, your money.
So you're providing additional points beyond what we get from
so you can
hotels or
double,
airlines?
triple dipping, whatever you based
How many
on
points does
you're
it take
using.
though to take a trip? Because sometimes you look at those hotels and it's like, you want to stay in Hawaii? It's like $100,000 for one night.
No, it's actually based on your savings. If you saved in a trip on a night $50, it's roughly a third of it we're going to pay you back. So of the saving, okay? So it starts to accumulate in points. It's actually money.
Okay.
And then you accumulate it. People love it, and people love it because we also have special deals that you usually don't see in the market. But also that's more corporate deals. But also on top of it, you can actually, because you're a good corporate citizen, you saved money. You're getting rewarded by us, and then the company sees these savings. But the cool thing, unlike policy, which is more of like, I'm limiting you. You cannot stay in this hotel, even though you need to do that. We have policy in the system, but when you decide to book below policy, to do the right thing for the company, to treat it as it was your own money, you are getting rewarded. So that's one way to save money. There are a lot of other mechanisms. Most of them are actually AI related that helps companies to save money.
We got to ask you though, how will you eventually be profitable and make money?
We're actually already, profitable on a GAAP basis.
Okay.
We are making money from the companies that are using us, but we are also a travel agency. And in a way, we are getting rewarded every time that somebody is getting value from Navan. So if you think of where everything is going, where AI is going.
So every time somebody books a trip, you make money off of that?
Exactly.
If they save money, do you get more money?
No. If they save money, the company enjoys it, but we see it as a pure value to the company. And to your question earlier, we see business travel pretty much since, I would say, 2 years post-COVID. We see business travel keep going up with the economy. We are also, companies that will by default use Navan are companies that are more modern, that are new. So I'll give you an example, and this is a huge area
Just
of
got
growth.
about 5 seconds.
Okay, AI companies, all of them are using us. So that's an example of where you see a lot of growth.